This is Rocket Arena. We're on Xbox One X. It is indeed enhanced. We're getting a 4K resolution with no HDR support. So this is a frantic multiplayer-only game, which does feature crossplay if you turn that on from the settings. So in this game, you're playing a series of, again, very frantic game modes in competitions of usually 3v3, with players going around the map blasting each other with rockets. Now that might sound deadly, but this is actually a very friendly, all ages sort of experience. You get a wide range of characters and a very distinct selection of characters too. They each have their own unique abilities and their own customizations too in regards to their outfits, their style, their trails, and of course artifacts too that kind of switch up what the characters can do. Now I mentioned that this is great for all ages, and that's because you don't really die in this one. You get like blasted out, but you just kind of get sent up into the air, and you gracefully are put somewhere else on the map in order to continue your combative moves. It's colorful, it's vibrant, it's very fluid, and it generally looks really great. I think it's quite a lot of fun to play. There's a decent selection of maps present, although the weighting for some maps seems to be way higher than others, which is a bit odd. It seems to get the same ones over and over again. Hopefully they do change that up in the future. So what this game does have somewhat limited to it is the quantity of game modes. I do wish they would add a few more, and I think they've actually really at that point got a solid kind of experience here. So I say that because there's only a few game modes. There's one where you're trying to knock enemy players out of the ring, you're just trying to get knockouts. There's one where you're trying to capture a ball and it's round based in the scoring system. And then there's another where you are trying to capture these rocket positions across the map. So that is just the multiplayer. They do have this all available in a social playlist. There's also a ranked playlist and a cooperative mode where you can work together to battle a series of bots on a match. So that one's kind of cool too, so a little bit of the AI being present here again. So this is, of course, like mentioned, just a multiplayer only experience. So it's really going to have to build based on the community, but with EA backing it and the actual target audience for this one, I think this could actually be a fairly potentially great experience and a long-running one too if they support it with good content along the way. Because again, each character has like really cool, neat abilities. I hope you've been seeing. Like literally every single square inch of the arena during combat is filled with weird particle effects and power moves and abilities. You can also pick up special options too that give you things like a little bomb or like a little ninja kind of headband. You can dodge a little bit faster. There's a recharge to your skills. Everyone again has completely unique skill sets and look and style, which I think is really cool. It's very easy to let your team know what's happening. In the bottom left, you see that you use your D-pad. You just kind of say, hey. You can see all the information clearly at the top. The matches are all really fast-paced. They don't take too long, and they just kind of flow really nicely after one another. I think they've done generally a really good job with the experience overall. I did have quite a lot of fun with it. It's got really lovely visuals. I was seriously impressed with the look of the game, the color vibrancy, the style. It just kind of pops, and they've got like these dynamic sort of backdrops that are really lovely too, and every map has a completely unique theme. They're not large maps, but then again the gameplay is meant for tight combat, and I think they hit the mark in regards to keeping the focus going constantly throughout the entire match, while also being very fair on the spawning too, because you not only get put in a spot where you always feel safe, you're always given a sort of like minimal protection so that you can keep on playing. And I think that was actually really well done. I'm not sure what else they would do with modes, but I would like them to explore just a few more options so that there's more variation when you are playing. I like the idea that all the social matches are available just from a regular search, so you're not like specifying too much, because I think that's an issue a lot of online-only games have, is the regard that you constantly are filtering people into little niche game modes, and just having everyone play in a rotating playlist is a way better way of accomplishing keeping your community together. And I also think the aspect of it having crossplay is beneficial to that as well. I guess it's kind of good that it's disabled, but I think there should be an option it presents with people, because you would likely never know that crossplay was even available unless you were told, like I'm telling you, because it is available in the settings, and I don't think too many people actually look at that. So maybe after the tutorial, which is fairly well implemented, they could, give that kind of option. I think that would be a really good idea. in order to help boost the population of the game going forward. And that's not to say it isn't healthy. There's quite a few people playing it because we're right here at launch. I'm just saying for the long term, I think that would be a smarter option. So another really cool aspect of this is that everything is about rockets. So we've obviously got that from the title being Rocket Arena, and from seeing us all blast these different sort of rockets. But the cool thing is that you can also move using the rockets. You can do rocket blasts on your feet. You can do rocket blasts against the wall. Now that sounds kind of weird, but you can take your character, you can go against the wall, and you can blast at it while kind of hopping, and you'll actually climb the wall using the blasts of the rocket, and the same can go with shooting below at your feet. It's also really neat because it's kind of like an anti-destroying game. Usually your health is ticking down as people are blasting at you. In this one, your health is ticking up. It's a build-up meter because you've been hit with too many rockets and you get blasted out of the map. That's kind of really fun and well done. I think generally they actually deliver quite well with the overall experience in this one in regards to keeping it moving very, very quickly. Things are always going on, keeping the visuals really, really compelling, and having a decent selection of maps. There's actually quite a few maps in this game. I was very surprised. I just wish they had more game modes to kind of support that a little bit more. You know, it's kind of like I like variety, and these ones cover the basics, and I don't know what else you would do. I'm not a developer, it's not up to me. But, you know, I just would like some more variations. I do like that they're all sort of objective based and actually get players working together as a team. The idea of 3v3 is also new because that's not really a traditional team size, though I am seeing it more and more in certain games and game modes within other games. So I think that's kind of cool. It's a different squad because it's a mix between, you know, kind of going above duos yet not at the quads level. It's weird that, you know, just from the psychological standpoint, that 3 seems to be a very interesting number for combative experiences that we've been seeing. I think they generally do things quite well with this game. It's a lot of fun. It's got a good amount of content to it. It does, you know, you might be looking at this and being like, oh, it looks like a bit of a free-to-play title. And yeah, that's a fair kind of thing to say. You know, it has that kind of style behind it, but there's actually quite a fair bit of, again, content that is backing this. And a very neat style, a lot of really cool looking characters that are truly all distinct in regards to their looks, their style, how they battle and interact with one another. You're also kind of locked with that character, so if you pick one character and it's not really working for you, you're kind of a little bit, you know, screwed for those matches, or for that match. But I think in general it's just kind of a cool roster that you get to play with. You kind of level them up individually, the characters. And on top of that, they have a bit of a store, which is odd. So the store, actually your stuff can be earned while playing, which is a bit of a weird treat, quite honestly. Now with that, they do have like limited time things. Some aspects of the store can be purchased with special fuel that you can buy, so those are like the microtransactions. But from what I've seen, you can basically get everything just from either reaching certain character levels or by actually using the currency that you're sort of working towards in the game. And I think that was actually kind of well done and a little bit surprising for what this game is, you know, with that EA backing. So that's kind of really cool. I just think they've really hit a good mark with this one. It's shockingly well done. I played it back a year ago or so at E3, and it was neat then. It was enjoyable. I had a good time with it. But it certainly wasn't up to this level of polish and style. Now with that, I did notice some slight hiccups here or there, but nothing that impacted the actual gameplay. This included things like weird, like black lines kind of going across the screen at times. So that was during the loading segments, and strangely crashes from the main menu when I left it idling a few times. So that's a little bit weird. I think they just need to do slight fixes for those kind of things. But then again, like during regular gameplay, I never noticed any issues, any problems. It all ran smooth like you're seeing here. I didn't notice any, issues at all. It just plays well, it looks really cool, it's dipped or well dripped in particle effects, which look so wild and make every little experience seem wacky. Great roster of characters, great selection of maps. I just think it could use some more game modes, which is an easy kind of thing maybe to fix over time. And I think if they continue to grow this out, that they've actually got a really solid experience, and I hope people check this out and give it a whirl, because it's actually a really cool offering. I think it's quite a lot of fun, and I've been thoroughly enjoying playing it, trying out the different characters and seeing what they have to offer, and I think you might enjoy that too for any audience type, age-wise.